Hi, in this video I'm going to guide you on how to create an API gateway with AWS Lambda and Cognito that authenticates requests to the API endpoints. Here is a simple diagram of the demo. A user authenticates in Cognito. Cognito checks their credentials and, if they are correct, sends an access token to the user. The user accesses an API endpoint with the access token. After requesting the API endpoint, a Lambda function is invoked. Let's get started. Firstly, we need to create a Cognito user pool. Amazon Cognito is an identity platform for web and mobile apps. It's a user directory, an authentication server and authorization service for 2 access tokens and AWS credentials. On the starting page, select Add User Directories to your app and click on Create User Pool. Choose the attributes in your user pool that are used to sign in. Select Username and click the Next button. Keep the password policy as default. Disable MFA. Uncheck Enable Self-Service Account Recovery. Why do we do this? In the next step, there is a section Required Attributes. There is one required attribute based on previous selections, which is email. I don't want to set emails for each user, so I want to remove this attribute. To do this, we need to disable Self-Service Account Recovery. Moving on. Disable self-registration. Select Don't automatically send messages. As you can see, there isn't any required attribute now. Click on Next. Since this is a demo user pool, I will select Send email with Cognito. All other settings are OK. Type in a user pool name. I'm not going to use the Cognito hosted user interface. It allows users to sign up and sign in to obtain access tokens. We don't need client secrets, so select the public client app type. Enter a name for your app, for example, my app. Don't generate a client secret is selected automatically. Open Advanced App Client Settings. In the Authentication Flows field, select Allow User Password Auth and uncheck Allow User SRP Auth. Allow User Password Auth allows obtaining an access token by using user credentials, login and password. Keep all other settings the same. Review the settings and create a user pool. Our user pool is ready. By the way, I strongly recommend reading about Auth2 and OpenID Connect. Which flows should we use in Auth2 in different cases? How do they work? What are access token, ID token and refresh token, and so on. Let's continue. Next, let's create a simple Lambda function that will be invoked when we are requesting the API endpoint. Type in Lambda and click on that. Then click on Create a function. Choose Auth from scratch. Enter a name for your function, for example, myfunc. The choice of language doesn't matter. I am familiar with Python, so I will choose that. Create a function. This Lambda function is enough for demo purposes. Let's continue. The last step is to create an API gateway where we will connect all created components together. Go to the API gateway page. There are several types of API gateways: HTTP, WebSocket, and REST. You can read about the differences of each type in AWS documentation. For my purposes, the functionality of HTTP API is enough, so I will choose it. Click on Add Integration, then select Lambda and the function that we created a few moments ago. Decide on a name for the API gateway, for example, my API gateway. Click on Next. In my case, the HTTP method will be GET. Select the path for your API endpoint. For example, let it be just hello. Click on Next. I am not going to use any stages besides the default stage, so check that auto-deploy is marked and go to the next step. Review the settings and click on Create. Good job. Let's check our API endpoint without authentication. Find your API gateway on the side. You can see a URL. Copy it. Then add the path that we created to the end of the URL and open it. In this video I am using curl. Everything functions smoothly. This endpoint is accessible to everybody. We are ready to add authorization for our API endpoint. Go to Rows on the side. Select the endpoint and click on Attach Authorization. Then create and attach an authorizer. The authorizer type is JWT. Enter name, for example, my authorizer. How do you find the issuer URL? Open the article Control Access to HTTP APIs with JWT authorizers in API Gateway. Scroll down and you'll find the URL. Copy and customize it. I need to change the region and add my user pool ID. Let's do it. My region is Europe Central 1. You can find the user pool on the main user pools page. Here it is. In the audience field, enter client ID that we created in the Cognito user pool. Go back to Cognito and find the client ID. Open the user pool. Go to App Integration. Scroll down. Here is the client ID. Copy it and paste it into the audience field. Click on Create and Attach. Let's try to open our endpoint again. You can see that our authorizer is working. We need some credentials to access the API endpoint. Let's get them. Open User Pools and go to the Users tab. Then Create User. Select Don't Send an Invitation. Enter name. Lastly, select Set a Password and enter it. Of course, the password should satisfy the requirements. Create a user. You can see that the confirmation status is Force Change Password. I'm going to use Cognito API to change the password. I've prepared a request to do it before. I attached the link with the requests in the video description. In the request, you should set your username, password, client ID, and Cognito URL. In this file, I just need to change client ID. You know where to find your client ID in user pools. Execute the command. Alright, Cognito says that new password is required. We need to make another API call to set the password. Here it is. In this call, I need to add a username, new password, client ID, session, and Cognito URL. The username, new password, and URL I've set before. Let's fill in the missing information, client ID and session. I will take the client ID from the previous request. Take the session string from the auth response. Note that the session can expire, so if there is an error, try to authenticate again. Execute the command. Let's explore the response. The response contains an access token, ID token, and a refresh token. We need the access token to authenticate to the API. Copy it. We are ready to make a request to the API endpoint with the token. I have prepared a request before. Here it is. Put the access token and URL into the request. Make a request. We've authenticated and received a response. Try to change the token and make the request again. Now we are unauthorized. That's it, our API is protected and working. Don't forget to delete the created resources. I hope this video was helpful to you. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Goodbye.